Hi, my name is Gabe. For this problem, we're given the vector u is 2, 1, and the vector v is 1, 3. And we're asked to find u plus v, u minus v, and 2u minus 3v, and then sketch the resultant vectors. Let's begin by finding u plus v. This is equal to our vector u, which is 2, 1, plus our vector v, which is 1, 3. Now here we can use the definition of addition of vectors, where we add the first components and the second components. So our resultant vector is the vector 2 plus 1, which is 3, and 1 plus 3, which is 4. So u plus v is the vector 3, 4. Now to graph this vector, we'll come 3 in the x direction and 4 in the y direction from the origin. So there is our vector u plus v. Next, to find the vector u minus v, we'll write out our vector u, which is 2, 1, and we're subtracting the vector 1, 3. Here, we'll go through almost the same process as we did in part A, but instead of adding components, we'll subtract components since we're subtracting. So our first component will be 2 minus 1, which is 1. And our second component will be 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. Now to graph this resultant vector, we'll start at the origin, move 1 to the right, and we'll move down 2. So the resultant vector is u minus v. Finally, for part C, to find 2u minus 3v, this vector is equal to 2 times our vector u, which is 2, 1, minus 3 times our vector v, which is 3 times the vector 1, 3. And here we can use our properties of scalar multiplication, and we know that this is going to be equal to the vector 4, 2, minus the vector 3, 9. Now finding this difference is exactly the same as finding the difference of the two vectors in part B. And what we're left with is the vector 4 minus 3, which is 1, and 2 minus 9, which is negative 7. So the vector 2u minus 3v is the vector 1, negative 7. Now to plot this vector, we'll start at the origin and come to the right 1 and go down 7. So the vector 2u minus 3v is this vector here. Thank you.